Alrighty, so how you doing, everybody? I'm Anthony Reyes. I'm making this video to recap UFC 140, Jones versus Machida. I'm only going to go and talk about the three main events that came up. First, starting out with Tito Ortiz and Little Nog, and then the next one I'm going to start to talk about is Big Nog, which is the twin brother, which has never happened before, that they both fight on the same card against Frank Mir for the second time since they fought in 2008. And then we have our main event with the two most, unorthodox strikers in the UFC, John Jones and Lyoto Machida. So let's start out with our first one. Let's go with Little Nog and Tito Ortiz. Now, Tito Ortiz hasn't won in a very long time consistently. He hasn't actually had a good fight since he fought Ken Shamrock back in 2006, and he's lost every fight after that. But he had one draw with Rashad Evans that he clearly won, but he got a point taken from him. And then we have Little Nog. I'm not too big about him. I've seen a couple of fights with him. Not as consistent, but he seems to have a very good boxing background. So the fight comes out. Tito Ortiz is going off, trying to set up his takedown for the first. I've never seen him try to do this before. But he actually goes and uses his boxing to set up the takedowns. Unfortunately, Little Nog is too good for that, and Little Nog was able to catch him with a good knee to the body. And we all know that Tito Ortiz is prone to knees to the body, and body shots are his biggest weakness. We saw it in the Machida fight when he knocked him down with a knee. Rashad Evans apparently used the knee and ended the fight with that. And Little Nog did the same thing. He came, hit him with a knee. Tito dropped to the ground, and Little Nog just came down and just started pummeling him. And finally, the ref stopped the fight. Little Nog just put a good exclamation on that. He was just destroying Ortiz. Ortiz tried to recover him, just didn't work. So who knows what's going to happen to Ortiz. Little Nog will move up in the ranks. He'll probably take on one of the higher people. Who knows who he'll take on next. My vote personally would be either Brandon Vera or probably Forrest Griffin or Rich Franklin, one of those three. I would say Rich Franklin. That'd be a very good technical fight between the two because they're both good boxers and they both have good jiu-jitsu. That's all I got on that fight. That really wasn't too much of it. Now, Frank Mir and Nogueira. The last time those two fought was December 27th, 2008. UFC 92, The Ultimate, 2008. Now, Frank Mir took him on full health. Big Nog was sick, apparently, or something like that. And Mir was able to just immediately take him and just TKO him. No one's ever been able to TKO or knock out, or much less finish Nogueira ever until that night. And a lot of people thought that, Nogueira was sick, he was not feeling 100%, and he was able to, win that fight easily. Well, finally here tonight, it is December 10th, 2011. They fight again for the second time. Both of them are 100%, so there's no excuses for whoever wins this fight. Well, Nogueira had Frank Mir kind of hurting, but Frank Mir was able to overcome the adversity and was able to lock in a Kimura, and then now became the first person to submit Big Nog. So now he holds the first person to ever finish, knock out, and submit Big Nog. Now that's crazy. Frank Mir, a lot of people talk so much trash about him. He's garbage. He's this. He's legit. He's very underrated. Not a lot of people think that he's good. I mean, he's good at what he does. He's a good striker. He's a big dude. He's quick. He has a great jiu-jitsu. We've all seen it in his earlier fights. Plus, you got to realize he had a broken femur, and so. For him to come back after that, yeah, it's been 7 years since it's happened, but to still be able to fight at his level after that, most people would lose their leg or not be able to do the things that he's doing now. So give that man some freaking credit. So it was pretty good. Now we go on to our main event. Lyoto Machida trying to take the championship belt from John Jones. Two of the most unorthodox strikers in the UFC that I've ever seen. Just amazing. First round was pretty back and forth. Mainly Machida trying to push forward and John Jones getting good counters. Jones proved that he can take a punch. He had a clean punch to the face. by Machida, and he just walked through it. Machida had a pretty good first round, so I was a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. I thought, I like both the fighters. Trust me, I love both the fighters, but I thought Jones was the better fighter in my personal opinion. Second round goes, and Machida's doing those blitzing that karate fighters do, and he got caught with a beautiful left by Jones and dropped him. Jones actually was able to secure a takedown earlier. I can't remember which round it was. I think it was the second round. He got him with a good takedown. He cut his head open on his right side up here. Doctors had to look at it. Big John made them look at it. He was okay, but it was a nice little gash in his head. And then after that, they clinched a little bit, and then that's when then they get off. They both throw a punch at the same time, but John Jones has got that 84.5-inch reach, and he caught Machida in the head and started to go down on the ground with him. He picked him up and had a standing guillotine, and we couldn't tell what was going on because of the angle, because Machida had his left arm still up like this. What we didn't know is Machida's right arm was up but fell down, and he got choked out, put to sleep. Big John stopped the fight, and when Jones let go, Machida's body just dropped to the floor. He dropped. It was crazy. So John Jones was able to secure that guillotine standing up. It was just insane how this guy is like a year older than I am, and he's a champ, the youngest UFC champ of all time. He's just an interesting specimen. It's insane how great he is, and he's like a sponge, and he's still learning. Like he's like he might be the GSP or Anderson Silva of the light heavyweight division. I would have to go more with the Anderson Silva aspect because he loves to strike, whereas GSP just likes to take people down almost all the time, in my book. I haven't seen a standing up GSP fight in a long time, but back on subject, now John Jones is the first person since the Iceman Chuck Liddell to defend his championship more than one time, and it was just insane. Sorry, I had to look. There's some of the preliminary fights were on the screen. I just had to see what was going on. But that's my recap of UFC 140, the 3 main fights. Hopefully I'll be able to do more of these. Have any questions? Anything that you want to know more details? I gave you as much details as I think was possible. Some of the other fights were pretty good. Another fight ended in 7 seconds, so that was insane. No one thought that would happen. 7 seconds. 7 seconds. It was just crazy. And I think it was a a featherweight fight, actually. It was 7 seconds. That's how fast these guys are. So who knows what we're going to see next. So, until the next UFC event, which is UFC 141, Lesnar versus Overeem. Hopefully I get to watch that. If not, I'll take a look at some of the news stuff and I'll just make another video. So, to all you UFC fans, I hope this was a good way. Who didn't see it, maybe you'll look forward to some more. So take it easy, everybody. Later.